Hello everybody and welcome to the final episode on Oakfield Farm. It really has been an incredible series. I've thoroughly enjoyed the map. It has just been one of the most enjoyable maps we've done a Let's Play on. To be honest, all of oxygendavid's maps are incredible. So I don't even really need to say it, but I have thoroughly enjoyed it and it's going to be a shame to leave. I'm hoping to come back at some point if we can do. But yes, this is going to be the end for the time being. Now, what we do need to do is three different things. One of them I'm already doing just here. It is basically giving the animals, which is the cows and the sheep, plenty of water, because the water and the food and everything is going to be transferred over to the next map. So the more we can do now, the easier it will be next time, because next time we are going to be on the new map and we're going to have to spend quite a bit of time setting everything up, all the machinery and everything. And I think we're going to go with the usual approach which I tend to take, which is basically to sell the machinery and then with the money transfer it over and then buy different machinery in the next Let's Play. Few people don't like this, which I can understand really, because we always start off with a fair chunk of money anyway. But as I've experienced before, if I was to start off with, let's say, £12,000 and the most basic machinery, the Let's Play never takes off and it's a pretty dull watch, to be honest. So although yeah, it might be much less challenging, from experience it is certainly the best way of doing it. So yes, that is just the way I'm going to do it. However, if I do a Let's Play where it's all vintage machinery, then that would work. We could start off with next to no money and some incredibly old equipment, and would never have the ambition or the need to actually improve the machinery, because it would be a farm totally dedicated to vintage stuff. That, as far as I can tell, in a Let's Play form, is the only way that starting off with next to nothing would work. It's not because I'm trying to take an easy option or anything, it's just because I've tried it before and I just get so many people saying, oh, this is so boring, can you buy a bigger tractor or something? And I can't, because we don't have the money, so it doesn't really work. Even though in theory you'd have thought it would work. Right, so let's go and put this away. The next job we need to do is to go over to the Liebherr excavator and load up the wood from the previous episode. It's very important that we do this, because otherwise that was all for nothing, and there's nothing worse than feeling like you've done something for nothing. So we mustn't let that happen. All we have to do is basically load it up with the grab and sell it. So it's going to be dead easy. I did at one point mention that we could do it for firewood, so we basically cut it up into smaller chunks and put it into the bucket of the Merlo. But we do need to also sell the wool today, which is going to take a little while as well. In fact, as soon as we get back to this farm, we're going to swap over from the muck grab to the pallet tines and remove the remaining pallets of wool which is still over here. I think there are two. It will look like there's three because one always stays there. Yep. So these two are actually real. They're ours. This one here is for display. Basically, I think just to mark out where the wool spawn point is. So we'll put this away. The snow is still really deep. Okay, there we go. I'll put the boom down as well. Could even close the grab. Good. Right. Okay, so let's move on. Let's go over to the excavator. I'm not sure if... I think it's probably still over at the shop, the Defender, which I shouldn't have done. I should not have left it over there. We're going to have to take a different vehicle, because I'm not going to teleport. After all, it is still a realistic series, although at the end you sort of get the feel that you don't need to be quite as realistic, but we do. We definitely do. Do I have anything in here? No, we're totally empty. Right, okay, so I'm just going to have to grab something to drive over there in. Possibly even the Merlo again. Okay, so in the end I've decided to go for the John Deere 7610. The reason for this is because we need to take the logging trailer. Very important that we do take it, as this is exactly how we're going to move the logs in the first place. So let's just put it on the back of here. We've got through quite a bit of diesel in this series, just thought I'd bring it up. Most tractors have consumed a fair bit, and we've had a few refills as well. I think we probably can actually see the overall consumption, if it at all interests you, which it probably doesn't at all, but let's just see here. Yes, there we go, fuel usage, litres, 3,143.48 litres. That is incredible. In fact, some of these statistics are very interesting to see. Surprisingly, actually, the harvesting time was only 4 hours and 49 minutes. That's real time. We've actually fertilised for almost the same amount of time. That is crazy. Work time, 10 hours, 30 minutes. Harvested, yeah. It's quite interesting to see all this stuff. Time played, 55 hours. 55 hours of real time, which actually, when you think about it, is quite a long time. That's over 2 days solid. So, although the series has flown, and it feels like in some ways we've only just started, actually, I've been doing it for quite a long time. I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? As soon as you know you've got an amazing map which you're going to thoroughly enjoy, the time just disappears without you even realising. I suppose that is a good way of seeing if a map is good or not. If, for example, you download a map and then you start playing it and you feel like about half an hour of time has passed, and then you look at your clock and 4 hours have passed, then, well, clearly the time really has flown, so you must be having fun. It really is true, though. Time does fly when you're having fun. Oh, crikey, look at that skidding about. Yeah, and it really does drag when you are bored. I don't know if anybody else... Well, I suppose you have, because there's so many different scenarios where you could be really bored, whether it's in a waiting room or, I don't know, just doing something you don't really want to do at all. But certainly the worst thing you can do is keep looking at your watch or your phone or a clock or something. It's just not an advisable thing to do if you're bored. That is something I learnt, definitely. If you're finding something boring and you're just waiting for it to finish, do not check the time, because if you check the time, then you're going to keep checking it and it just doesn't move. The time just stands still. So the best thing to do is basically don't look at the time, keep holding off looking at the clock until you feel that quite a large amount of time has passed. Then you can see what time it actually is, and you never know, you might be pleasantly surprised. That's what I found. It's a good way of overcoming boredom. We really have created some really big piles of snow here. I did wonder, how deep can you actually get it? I think I mentioned it in the previous episode. But as far as I can see, there's no limit. There doesn't seem to be a limit anyway. I guess there could be. Oh, there's that log. That log we could really do with picking up. In fact, what we'll do is when we've loaded up the main load, I'll cut it up and throw it into the back of here, strap them in, so they don't fall out, and then we can go and sell them with the rest of it. Anyway, look at this. It's all totally clear. We'll take these logs too. Bits of firewood. So, this probably isn't going to go too well because I'm not very good with the machine, but I'm still going to give it a go. Definitely worth it. I'll put some lights on. I really shouldn't need to with it being 1:45 in the afternoon, but still, it's fairly dark. So let's give it a go. Let's try and get used to the controls as well. They are actually fairly easy when you get the hang of it. So, let's just see. Might be able to get a good load here in one. Oh, nice. That's exactly how it should go. Always nice when something good happens. I suppose now the problem is going to be actually getting it in the trailer. Oh, it's a good job it's a rotating arm, although I have actually picked it up too far down. My logging never goes terribly well. I suppose I could. No, I can't. Oh, no, there we go. That's good. Okay, don't worry. It's definitely going to go in at some point. It just depends when. Oh dear. Oh dear. That probably couldn't have gone worse, actually. Now, I did actually get somebody saying cut them up into 8-metre lengths. That's probably going to be quite hard to judge, but apparently you get more money for it. So what I could do is just, trim them down a bit, see if we can get some more money for them. Other people have said that the longer they are, the more money you get, so I actually don't know the exact way it works out, the way it calculates it. But if 8-metre lengths are the optimum length for the best price, then we can do that. We can definitely do that. But I'm going to time-lapse this because, as you've probably realised from the previous logging video I did, it's tedious watching me. Of course, logging is actually very fun to watch, very satisfying, but whenever I do it, it's always a disaster. Okay, there we go, it's done. Right, so that was a fairly slow job, but at least it is now finished. So we can now go and sell this, and we can hopefully make quite a bit of money. In fact, today really is a making money episode, because we've got all the wool, which really should be a lot, and then whatever we can get for the wood. The wood isn't going to be amazingly good, but it should still be quite impressive, hopefully. And of course we'll pick up the logs on the road in a minute or two. First things first, there should be one here. There is. So we'll just jump out again and pick this one up, and then I think the one on the road will probably have to be logged up. It's probably a bit too big to pick up by hand, so if they're all this size it'd be dead easy. We just throw it up. It's turned out to be a lovely day. Did that go right over? It did. Okay, I'm going to have to feed it through the slot. There we go. That would do nicely. Right, shut the door. Have to just strap it on. That's perfect. There is still a bit of foliage on here. It looks like the trailer is massively oversized, but actually I don't think there's much overhanging properly. No collisions. Just this this foliage because of the branches. Okay, so it should be just here. There it is. Now 15:21. The reason why the time is fairly fast is because we need to get to the next day to sell the wool. So having it at real time isn't ideal for that. In fact, I'll go this side. It is going to be fairly tricky to get it in now because it is really full, and we can't really reach in. Having said that, that went in perfectly. So if we can do that again, that would be fantastic. Too heavy. Okay, cut it up again. Yeah, I suppose it's a knack you've got to get. You've got to be able to just throw it in the right place. Right. Oh. Oh. Keep picking it up underneath that one. Oh. 3 times in a row. Come on. Definitely not 4. Good. And the final log. No, not good enough. Oh, 1 second. Okay, so there we go, all done. So it looks like there is a giant Christmas tree coming down the road, but actually, as we know, it is just a load of cut up Christmas trees, or pine trees. The snowblower did a really good job here. Now it is spring tomorrow, in-game, but I don't think the snow is going to melt that quickly because we've got so much snow here that, well, it's going to take a few days at least. And it looks also like Monday is 10 degrees, Tuesday's 15, Wednesday is 20. We have seasons set to 3 days. That is the reason why there is a fairly dramatic temperature change. I think that's good though. I think it's nice that you can actually adjust the length of season whenever you want to. A few people have said in the past that it could cause a problem. I can't say that it has caused a problem, but there is definitely logic in the theory, as it's going to seriously confuse it, I'd have thought, if you keep changing between the different lengths, which I have done, but only at the end of the series. I would never do it sort of midway through or near the beginning, certainly not a number of times. Anyway, yeah, the next Let's Play is definitely going to be running seasons. It's going to be another semi-realistic series, which I can't wait to do. Going to do it just like I've done this one, really. And really, it can't have gone too badly, this one, because we've finished off with £247,000, plus the wool and the logs. So financially, we've done a pretty good job here, which I'm quite impressed by. Although I did have quite a bit of help from Chainsaw 100. The silage especially, that was a big job. That is something which I could never have done on my own. There was so much carting involved that, well, for one person it would have taken several hours in real time, so that really did speed up the process. Okay, so here we are. Drive through the deep snow, get it sold. You can see exactly where we went last time, so no secrets about where the sell point is. The trigger. It is slippery though. Okay, that is good money. Very good money. All that's left to do now is to sort out the wool pallets. We'll probably do that in the next day, because that is the day of selling. It won't take more than, I don't know, 20 minutes to load it up, so we can definitely do that tomorrow. I say tomorrow, It's basically in about 3 minutes in this video, but it's tomorrow in this in-game virtual world, and this is where we stop the snowblower, so there's still going to be quite a bit of snow around here. In the yard especially, actually, it is really slippery. Going around the corner where the silos are, it's a death trap. Just around here, I'll go really slowly and hopefully nothing spins out of control, but yeah, going around here was ridiculous. Yeah, that's much better. Speed is the answer. Or less speed, actually. Now, I was going to use the Defender's trailer for this, but I've realised that we actually do have quite a lot of pallets, so I don't think they're going to fit. So we're going to have to use the Richard Weston trailer, which is fine. I do like that trailer. It's just it would be nice to use the Defender one more time. We'll stick with the same tractor, I think. Okay, now obviously the money which we finish off with in this episode will not be the money we start off with in the next series. The reason for this is because it will have all of the machinery's value put onto the top of it. Now, none of the machinery is going to be sold at the shop, so we would basically lose out on 20%. This really is just to make it a bit harder for us, as we're already kind of taking it easy by being able to transfer money. So I think losing the 20% off all the vehicles will be definitely one way of making it a bit more challenging. Okay, that is totally slipping. I'm barely turning. There we go. And we're going to need the Merlo for this job. I think we'll possibly load up the first two straight away. No point transporting them down to the other yard just to then put them back on here again. So if we put this here, I'll grab the Merlo. We need to put the pallet forks on, which is just here. And yeah, these are the two pallets. I think, yeah, wool production will have stopped anyway, with it being the winter. It will start up again in the spring when we're going to sell it, but there won't be much, it'll be minimal. We won't be missing out on anything. It's going to rain as well. The day that we sell the wool, it's going to rain. So, yeah. I'll just stick these two pallets on, go to bed, and load up the rest, as mentioned before. We can actually do some donuts in the snow using this. I actually think it's very good. I might try it. This is where I mess up. I very rarely do it from first person view for this exact reason. Oh wow, actually, oh, I thought I picked up two then. That is so annoying. I thought for the first time I had picked up two wool pallets together. Well, I'll put this one at the back just to begin with. The full ones can go more at the front. There we go. I have to go back for it now. I don't know whether to adjust my steering wheel sensitivity, because I know it's a bit loud in the videos. Some people say that they absolutely love the sound of it. It makes it sound more realistic, which actually is a very good point. I think it does as well. But then, if you're watching a number of videos, especially if you're binge watching Daggerwin, which, well, I don't know why you do it, but some people do it, it might get a bit frustrating to listen to it all the time. But we'll see. I could do another vote. I love doing votes. You've probably noticed I do votes a lot. It might be a bit extreme doing a vote on whether or not I should change my steering wheel sensitivity, but still, it's a talking point, at least in the comment section. Right, so there we go. Come on, don't get stuck. It would have been so perfect. Ah, almost. We're almost there. Never been good with pallets. Okay, that's good. Right, so we shut this thing down. We'll turn the engine off on the tractor as well. And there we go. So let's go to bed. Let's run over here. I can actually hear the crunch of the snow as we walk through it. It's a very satisfying sound. Right, okay, let's go to bed. Shut the door. Christmas tree. Fire. And bed. That's our daily routine. We shine a torch at the Christmas tree and the fire, and then we sleep. Forget the washing or anything. We just do that routine. Look at that, 8,000 pounds of sold milk. That is impressive. Ah, look at that. Nothing like waking up to that view. It's like a dream come true. My sheeps. Right, let's go. Hello fireplace, hello Christmas tree. I've left my door open. Oh, no wonder it's cold in the house. It's still 3 degrees outside. That is nice too. Right, so this is when we can properly do the wool. I will check before we do anything though, because there is a possibility that it hasn't quite updated to be the good price. Let's just see here. We need to go over to wool. Oh, okay, so it has actually moved the day to the next day, which is fine. It's fine, but it might be a bit inconvenient because of the animals' feed. If I was to skip a day again, it might be a bit tough on these animals. So let's just say, yes, we're going to have to feed the sheep if we have anything, and we'll have to feed the cows as well. That's not a massive problem. Sorry, I'll just say that again. That is a massive problem because we have no hay. We might just have to sell the... oh look, we've got another, almost a full pallet appearing. Wow. It's because it's spring. Well, we'll take it, that's for sure. Yeah, I think we'll have to sell it anyway. I'll check the price. Let's just see what the price is actually up to. It's going to be along here somewhere. Wool. It's still red. I don't know. I don't know what to do then. The cows are fine. I can give them silage, but the sheep, that's a problem. That really is a problem. They'll start to die. Okay, it wasn't a full pallet, but it is 2/3 full. Oh. Right, okay, down to the main yard for the wool pallets. I've just put it on the back there, as you can see. Probably should put a strap over them just in case they do want to go flying. The snow is definitely melting there. You can see it's melting. It's getting much thinner on the ground. And you can see exactly where we've been driving. I forget how many we actually do have down here, but I think the majority of them are totally full. So it's going to be potentially a lot of money here. With a bit of luck as well, the price will increase while we're loading up. Oh, wow. We really do have a lot. Wow, that is going to be good. Okay, so if you get the tractor to park roughly where I was just then, about there, that should be alright. Then we'll get that loaded up as much as we can do. How's it doing? Still the same price, no sign of change, but it might do. Okay, there they all are. If we had an auto-loading trailer, we could just simply drive along the side here and they'd automatically fill, but I don't really want to do it that way. That is perfectly good enough for my other series, but not for the semi-realistic series. And actually talking about Green River, it's another map which just flies. The time just flies when you're playing on it. We're already on something like episode 23, I'm not sure, 24? Yeah, 24, which is just incredible because it feels like yesterday I was planning the videos for that. I just can't believe it. But at some point that is going to have to be changed as well to a different map, and I was planning on doing an Irish map. Only thing is, I wouldn't mind doing a different Irish map, one which I haven't played before, or maybe an updated one, to follow on from Green River. So if anybody has any really good suggestions for an Irish map, then I would definitely consider it. Because I know that they always go down pretty well. And for some reason it's always this time of year as well, that like springtime, early spring, I always start to do an Irish map. It's weird. I don't know why it's always this time of year, but it's not a bad thing, that's for sure. I'm going to do a time lapse here as well. We get it loaded up at jet propelled speed, otherwise we're going to be here all day. we're done. So, what's happening? Nothing. Nothing is happening at all, which isn't exactly great, but if we just move forward a bit, I don't like to do that, but the price is now increasing. Got to keep a very close eye on the animals, because otherwise they're going to die. Oh no, the sheep have run out of food. They take hay or grass, and well, neither we have. Oh, what can I do? Because there's no such thing as a pallet of sheep food like there is with the pigs. It's unfortunate, because we don't have any bales left. If we had one bale... Oh wow, rapid thaw. That's what happens when you skip time dramatically, which I think is why it's not recommended if you're running seasons. But, oh no. To be honest, I don't think I've ever been so stuck. Well, basically, if I finish straight away, none will die. If I continue any more after doing the selling of the wool, yeah, we're going to lose some. So basically, if I hurry with these, there won't be a problem. But it does mean that in the next series, they'll start off with no food. So that'll be job number 1, mowing some grass and getting food for them. So I must be very quick here. The cows are fine. The cows are absolutely fine, but the 113 sheep, they're going to struggle if I don't hurry up. So we're going to have to go and do it. I have to go and sell this load straight away. It needs to go up to the spinnery, which is basically near Willowbrook Stores, I think. Yep, BGA as well. It's all up there. That is the place to be. So off we go with goodness knows how many litres of wool, but it's going to be good. It really is going to be good. I'll put this time to ×1. We're going to have to sacrifice any other money which we could potentially gain from here, but that price still isn't too bad. It is disappointing though, because I did say that second time around we're definitely going to get it at great demand, but there's always a limitation. It's my fault, totally my fault. Should have given them more. Well, I should have produced some more hay. It's a shame. It really is a shame. There is a lorry in there which has never moved. Whoever owns it must be on holiday, I suppose. It's not a bad lorry, actually. Okay, we're going left here. I also did have a suggestion to do an entire episode without leaving the cab, but I don't think I'd be able to do it, honestly. I think even if I tried, I would still struggle, because it's just a habit to keep flicking between the two. Because in my videos I always like to get two different perspectives, so we can actually see it from the first person view and the third person view to fully appreciate what it is we're driving. But no, it's surprisingly tough, I think, for me now to be able to do that. But it's an interesting challenge. It would be quite fun to see. Right, prepare yourself. We have £255,000. Let's see what we can get it to. I think all we have to do is drive straight through here and it should all sell. This is going to be rapid. You'll do it progressively. Better not hit the pump truck. Right, so if we can do it all in one go, that would be amazing. Because then we can see the overall amount of money we've made from it. The sheep really do seem to be the best animals to keep because they're so low maintenance, really, although I've still failed, until the end. And they produce so much wool that it's just extortionate when you come to sell it. Look at the money. It's just incredible in every way. Easy to do. Easy maintenance animals. Whereas the pigs, they are, I'd say, the toughest. The cows aren't too bad. We may be here some time. Almost £100,000 so far. Is it 2 pallets left? I think so. It's going to be 100,000. And this is when the price wasn't at great demand. That is £100,000. 111, 12, £111,000. Pretty much 12. Wow. Thank you so much, sheep. That is just amazing. And definitely a good way of finishing the series. So thank you so much to oxygendavid for once again producing such an amazing map. Thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it, and basically I think the number of episodes which I've done really does reflect how much I like it anyway. Usually if I don't like a map, I finish it around episode 15, unless it's a unique kind of a map where you can't really do that many episodes, or if it's a very small map. But no, certainly it's been amazing, and it still is amazing. It will continue to be in the history of Farming Simulator. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the series. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, until the next series, see you again soon. Bye for now.